Hey guys, this is MB from underdogchance.com and welcome back to my NBA betting model predictions, projections, and qualified bets for today, for Sunday, November 19th. Yesterday I had two qualified bets. We can check them. Pelicans plus 7.5 and Chicago Bulls plus 2.5, both winners. I need to change conditional formatting and green numbers. But both winners, and right now I'm sitting 7-6 plus 0.95 units, which can be confusing, and I will talk a little bit about the betting records in next couple of minutes as well. And with ROI plus 7.6 and positive closing line value numbers. Okay, when you see betting records, there are two ways how people present these records. Okay, sometimes you will see, I don't know, plus 1,000 units. Sometimes you will see, I don't know, 0.95 units. Sometimes you will see plus, I don't know, 7 units. And of course, the bigger the number. So if I would say, okay, that my average play is, I don't know, 100 units, that would be plus 950 units, right? Or no, 95 units, right? And this is how you can manipulate with betting results. And this is why when you check other people's betting results and also your betting results, you always need to check the sample size of the games, profit, ROI or yield, and closing line value numbers, okay? Because if one bettor is presenting the record with 1 unit per play, then I don't know, when he makes, I don't know, 8 units, this is much more than someone else who will show you that he made 350 units, but his average unit is 100, right? It is also not the same that if this bettor made 8 units with, I don't know, 50 games or 50 bets, then someone who made 8 units with, I don't know, 2,000 bets, right? So all those information are important, okay? Because win-loss record and profit are basically the least important information when you want to see your betting efficiency. So you need to see much bigger picture, okay? Because if you bet, I don't know, 1,000 American dollars after, I don't know, 13 bets, you are now close to 1 unit, which is 950 American dollars. If you bet 1,000 American dollars and if your goal in half season is to make 15,000 American dollars with 50 units, then this is adding 15,000 American dollars to your portfolio or bankroll, right? And if you can do this with baseball, I don't know, 30 units, with NHL 10 units, and if you gather, I don't know, 20 up to 50 units each year, and if you bet, I don't know, from 100 or up to $1,000 per game, which is completely possible with a lot of bookmakers, you can add to your portfolio easily 50,000 American dollars each year. And imagine that you have a betting skill for next years, then this is a game changer, okay? So today we have only one qualified bet, as you see, but let's go through all the numbers quickly. Philadelphia Brooklyn Nets minus 2.5, bookmakers minus 4. Not enough value. I'm looking for 5-point difference. Detroit Pistons, Toronto Raptors. My lines, bookmakers lines are again very close. Orlando Magic, Indiana. My lines and bookmakers lines are basically the same. Denver, Cleveland, minus 2, minus 3. The same numbers. Then we have Sacramento Kings and Dallas Mavericks. So Dallas played yesterday, so it is a back-to-back game. I checked if they have Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving in the lineup. I checked different sites. I also checked on Twitter or X, if you like, the latest news about Doncic, Irving, and I didn't find information that they should be rested or injured. So I have both of them in the lineup. I don't know why this is such line, because my betting model has Dallas Mavericks at minus 4. And based on the information that I have, when I put the right input in my betting model, I have Dallas at minus 4. Bookmakers have them at plus 2. And I think we have a value with Dallas plus 2. I know they are playing back-to-back, but back-to-back is one information that is a lot of times overreacted in many sports, because rookie bettors, amateur bettors, or bettors who don't know how to use the numbers, they then stick to these simple to understand messages. So if you don't have your own projections, if you don't make your own analysis, then you will say, okay, they are not rested, so they will lose. You will say, okay, the coach's wife is cheating on him, so they will lose, they will play worse today. Then you can say, I don't know, that and that team won 7 straight games, so they're on a hot streak. You can say they will win more, or you can say they will now lose because they won 7 straight games. But this is all nonsense, okay? When you say that that back to back will hurt this team, how much it will hurt? Is this 3%, 2%, 1%? Is this -1, -2, -3? Of course, we can check different researches, we can read different analysis, and then we can take one small deduction or adjustments based on this, because different studies, different researches, including yours, can be, I don't know, maybe 1 point spread or 2 point spreads, or in NHL, I don't know, 3%, 5%, 2%. But then again, there is another question which is very important, and this is something a lot of people don't even think about this, because a lot of teams in the past that played back-to-back games, either in ice hockey or, I don't know, NBA, whatever, many times they rested their best goalie, sometimes their best players, and this was not incalculated, right? So we just see that they are playing back-to-back game, but do they really lose because of back-to-back, or they lost because they rested the best players? So the research is not that simple, because we should have the list of all games, and we should have all the lineups from the past, back-to-back games, and what really happened back then. So how much was really the effect of of traveling or something like that? I'm not saying that it is not important. What I'm saying, because I need to be precise here, I'm not saying that traveling and rest and back-to-back games will not affect the teams, because they will. I have the data, so I researched NHL and NBA in the past too, for back-to-back games, and there is a difference. But it is most of the time simply overreacted, especially from the people who don't use any numbers, or don't know how to use the numbers, because this information is very simple to understand. Okay, so they are traveling, they are not rested, they will lose. Okay, this is something that even my daughter or people who don't bet, they could understand. But if I tell someone, okay, they have 45% of chance, the projected spread is 4, it should be 4.5, so it is too complex for most people, right? So people just stick to simple information, and then this is the information they like to talk and like to make decision based on this. And I think this is very wrong, okay? Because calculating or estimating the true probability of only rest or traveling is not that simple, because we have different distances, okay? The rest is not the same at the start of the season. Later in the season, the players are probably a little bit more tired, okay? I'm just guessing, okay? And every guess is nonsense if you cannot back with the data, okay? So my advice, okay, I'm not telling you what to do, but what I learned in my betting career is that most people are overreacting to simple information, and most people don't back their opinions with the data. Okay, so if you cannot back your opinion with the data, your opinion is useless, and it is very dangerous to use in your analysis if you don't have any data to back it. Okay, I was researching a couple of days back-to-back games for last couple of seasons in NHL. Compared to 3 days rest. So, for example, we have back-to-back games in NHL, and then we have a team that is playing on 3 or more days rest. Okay, and most people would say, okay, the teams that are on a back-to-back will have huge disadvantage against the teams that are on 3 days or more rest. But this is not true. It is not such a big difference, like many people wants to say. It is small difference, but it's a very, very tiny difference, okay? And if you find a huge value, this difference is small, and it will probably not change the decisions, okay? Of course, if the qualified criteria is very tiny, and if the bet is almost qualified or just qualified, of course, then this difference can be made. But if you have nice adjusted Kelly criterion value or nice difference between spreads, that change is not such a big like most people think. Okay, and if you and again, if you disagree with me, okay, which is completely okay, please give me the evidence, okay, with the numbers. I don't want to see opinions, because opinions are, I think that, for example, I think that when teams play with yellow jerseys, they will lose most of the games, I think. But this is nonsense, right? I need to have a data, I need to back it with the data, or some, or let's say most teams will lose if they partied last night. Okay, this seems logical, but I don't have the data to back it, right? So maybe they don't, maybe they, I don't know, or maybe when coach has a fight with his wife the day before, the teams will play worse. This is something logical, but maybe it is not the case. Maybe he will be more aggressive, maybe he will push the players a little bit more and they will play even better. Sometimes when teams are traveling, they stick together, they are without families, they sometimes they have a little bit more focus at some situations. Okay, so it is not just black and white. Okay, and when it comes to betting analysis, my recommendations is to stay away from this small talks or sports fan talks. I think this is my opinion. Opinions doesn't mean anything. Okay, always back your opinion with the data. We have we have Google, we have the internet. Simply type. This is how I research games, and this is how I research things. Whatever I do, so simply find statistics for back-to-back games. I don't know, and then put it in the spreadsheets. Calculate for last 5-10 seasons, and then you can see the pattern. You can see how big difference is, and so on. Okay. The same is with home field advantage. Different leagues, different advantage. Okay, but every single sport, so it is proven that there is home field advantage. I'm not saying that back to back is not affecting the games. What I'm saying that people are overreacting most of the time. Okay, so people think that it is, I don't know, 10% difference, sometimes 20% difference. Sometimes they even think that they need to bet against the team that is not rested. This is not how the things work. Okay, you need to have this number at least close to that number, so you can adjust it a little bit. Okay, and these numbers are not that big. Okay, not not in any sport. Okay, it is always, when it comes to home field advantage, it is around 5%. Depends, of course, on the league. 3 in spreads, different leagues, NFL, and so on. Okay, but the differences are not that big. Okay, like many people think. So don't overreact. So this is my today's advice. Okay, so I have Dallas today against Sacramento. I think we have a value, and then we have Boston Celtics, Memphis. Those are my projected numbers. If you have my betting model, you should check the lineups, because I still don't have the odds for this game. Phoenix Suns, Utah Jazz, my projection, bookmakers very similar. Oklahoma, Portland, minus 6.5, plus 6.5. Houston against Los Angeles Lakers, minus 6, minus 5.5. So as you see, the only qualified bet is Dallas plus 2 at 1.93. Okay. Today I will also start with Black Friday special. Once a year I run special discount for users who wants to bet with numbers, with spreadsheets. You can join our betting course. I will through the videos. You will learn how I made these betting models. You can download my betting models. You will get access to our Discord group. And for 1 week, I will have this special price if you're interested to stop following picks. Because my goal is that you all stop following picks. Also my picks, okay? If you watch the videos, if you practice every single betting model, if you go through all the spreadsheets, you will learn how to use betting spreadsheets in the long run. And once you start using the numbers, your betting experience will change forever, because we have basically 2 types of people. One, people who don't use any numbers, the other who use the numbers. and who do you think has better success? I think the answer is clear. And the problem with most betting models algorithms is that many others are too complex. So Google Sheets is pretty simple. The formulas, these betting models are very simple. So you don't need to be PhD in math. You don't need to have coding experience if you want to build a betting model in Python. So this is why this is so useful, because I saw people, I don't know, 65 years old, retired man who never really used computers, but he had the passion for betting, for using spreadsheets, and he learned how to make projections, and he's constantly making projections and showing his work in our Discord group as well. So this is amazing. So I saw people who never really used betting analysis, betting models previously, and they learned this way, and they know use betting models and proper analysis on a very simple way. Okay, so this is my promise. So if you go through the videos, if you put some effort, you don't need to follow anyone in sports betting world. You can make your own projections and your own analysis. You can pick from different sports, different leagues. You can go. I always recommend you go through all the sports, because each sport has a little bit different concept. But once you go through all the sports, practice, project, in 1 year you can pick the sports that you like, and this is something you can add to your life, which will bring more money in the future. And this is the point, right? Not picks, not, I don't know, looking for magical bullets. It is always about this. Okay, so that's it for me today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.